Hey, face caretaker. I am coming to you live tonight with my top 7 tips for glowing skin. We're not talking about perfect because that doesn't really exist in the real world, in my opinion. But we're all dreaming of like that glowing, balanced face, but there's often a lot of confusion. Like, there's always new products hitting the shelves and the cosmetics aisle, and there is seemingly endless sources of opinions and advice that you can find on whether you're on the internet or someone you know is selling skincare or something that your mom recommended or even something you read in a magazine. And it's really often not super simple to figure out the skincare routine that's going to work best for you. So you really know the basics, right? So, like, I'm not going to tell you to drink a glass of water. I mean, I'm going to tell you to drink a glass of water, but drinking water is something that most of us know to do, right? Super simple things like getting enough sleep, or even just as basic as washing your face. But what about after that? So it turns out that even though I am your Mary Kay independent beauty consultant, that doesn't mean that you necessarily need everything out of my kit. So you don't really need a ton of cash, and you definitely don't necessarily need any um, magic procedures or surgery even to really achieve that flawless look. So there are definitely some basics though. So I'll say, wash your face, but you really want to use the correct cleanser for your skin type. And that is really my number one. So whether you're oily or acne prone, something with um, salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide, something to take care of that acne and maybe take care of some of that oil can really be helpful. But what if you're a little older and you have some mature skin? Um, Something like a real creamy cleanser can really be helpful. Most people walking around really should be on a cream based cleanser. And so those are things that I definitely offer in my Mary Kay kit, but that doesn't mean like you need all of the cleansers. Especially like what if you have sensitive skin? Things that don't have a lot of preservatives or sunscreens or any kind of chemicals like a salicylic acid might be a little too harsh for someone with sensitive skin. Um, so you also want something that has brighteners in it. For example, if you have like a melasma or some brown spots on your face from exposure to the sun. So while I'll say yes, wash your face, um, choosing the right cleanser for that end of your bookends is definitely my number 7 tip. So number 6, don't use too many products. So it can be really overwhelming. So I often will say, "Hey, use this tool," and like I have an app that will scan your face and make recommendations for your skincare. But that doesn't mean that you need all of them. Okay, so layering multiple skincare products on all at once is kind of a no-no because your skin can be like, "Oh my goodness, what is happening?" And it can really lead to more breakouts and more clogged pores. So, what do you do? My recommendation is to add 1 or 2 things at a time. So, I would say start out with your cleanser and your moisturizer that are meant for your face. And I say give that at least 6 weeks and then add the rest of the routine. I mean, if you've followed me for a while, you know that I can put like up to 15 different things on my face. But that is part of my routine, and I'm really kind of addressing specific things when I do that. So if you're just starting out, or even if you're seasoned, are you using all kinds of things from different product lines? Um, use more is not always better. So my number 5 is to use a moisturizer in the morning and at night. And that is going to get a little bit more detailed. And here's why. Your day moisturizer should offer you some protection from the world, right? So you're going out into the world and you're exposed to free radicals, pollution, sunlight, dust, car exhaust, all of these things. And so um, you want something that offers some protection from the day. Um, Ideally, the best time to moisturize is right after you get out of the shower and right before you go to bed. So if you shower in the morning, moisturize right when you hop out. If you're going to use a moisturizer at night, put it on right before you go to bed. Um, you are going to look for a night cream that has peptides, plant stem cells, retinol, whatever things that you want to address on your skin, but also it should be designed to support your skin as it goes into renewal mode while you sleep. I would also suggest that you avoid lotions that are heavily fragranced and make sure that you find one that is good to use every single day. So that's my number 5. Um, I got a real simple one. I once had a client who was like, "I'm breaking out. I don't know what to do. Here's my routine." And I was like, "Huh, like what are you doing?" And it was that she would just touch her face like this, right? So stop touching your face. Stop touching your eyes. We're just coming out of several years of lots and lots of germs, and we really should wash our hands before we touch our face. So how do you avoid touching your face? I don't know. But don't pick, don't touch, because the bacteria on your hands can really spread bacteria around your face and it can really cause breakouts. It can lead to scarring if you're a picker. I'm a picker too. I know, I feel ya. But it can also increase wrinkles. So, literally, if I sit at the computer like this, not only am I going to smudge my makeup, but I'm going to continue moving the skin on my face. And I don't want to do that. So, my number 4 tip is exfoliate. I know that's super basic, but listen, hear me out. As we get older, so when I say as we get older, have you had your 18th birthday? It is time to exfoliate. No more than twice a week, non consecutive days. So we lose millions and millions of skin cells every single day, right? We wash our face, we go out in the world. We're not even thinking about that, right? But we lose millions of skin cells every day. But sometimes if you don't give them that extra little push to get off of your face, they might hang out on your face and it can cause texture. It can make you look a little sullen. And you want to choose a product that is appropriate again for your skin type. So I don't really care if it's a physical exfoliator or a chemical exfoliator. However, I do care if it is a physical exfoliator, you need to be super, super gentle. I have a few parameters when you choose an exfoliator. Make sure you're choosing something that is very, very small, is okay for the environment, and is perfectly round so that it can really get into those pores and clean them out. Um, you also want something that isn't going to dry you out. So find something that, doesn't have a whole lot of stuff outside of um, the carrier for the scrub, if it's a physical scrub. You can even use a face brush. But don't just stop with your face. The rest of you needs to exfoliate too. As we get older, we maybe forget about our elbows and our knees and our heels. And that word exfoliate can totally apply to other parts of your body too. So we might be on a multivitamin, right? And so that's great for the inside. But what about the outside? And it turns out that in addition to having a varied diet, um, you can use vitamins as antioxidants on your face. So literally on your skin, you can use vitamin E, which is a known humectant. You can use vitamin C, which is a known skin brightener. Same thing with vitamin B3. That is a skin brightener also. So you have these options to really help with free radical damage and especially sun repair. So that is definitely something to consider when you are choosing your skincare line. Um, so here's my next thing. If you have watched me for any length of time, you are going to need to wear sunscreen every single day. Are you sitting near a window? Yes, you still need sunscreen. I'm talking broad spectrum UVA, UVB, minimum SPF 30. We're following like dermatologist recommendations. We're following cancer research recommendations, and I'm saying that you need SPF 30 or higher, and it needs to be reapplied every 2 hours. I know. So, how are you going to do that, right? So, my recommendation is um, to find a day cream with SPF in it, and then find an SPF. Like if you're going to be outside for more than 2 hours, find something that'll go on nicely over the top of your makeup. You can also use a foundation. A foundation is literally the barrier between your skin and the world. And you're going to want to find something that is a literally a physical barrier between the world and you. So I would say use SPF. And when you use that SPF, you're going to want to not forget from here to here and the backs of your hands, because those are the first places that are always exposed to the sun. Even on a cold day, you might have long sleeves, but your hands, you might have your coat on, but your face, your neck, your décolleté on a sunny day, you're going to need some sunscreen. I don't care if you're on an airplane, running errands, going to the bank, going to the grocery store, whatever it is, you're going to need some sunscreen. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what number I'm on, but I'm going to piggyback that, and I'm going to say that you might want to add a floppy hat, some sunglasses. Your vision can be affected by exposure to UVA and UVB rays. That was news to me as an adult. So find a pair of sunglasses that really says broad spectrum protection on them. It will say UVA, UVA, UVB protection on the lenses. So buy yourself some decent sunglasses. It can really affect your vision. Um, the thing about sunscreen is that it's a lot easier to prevent your sun damage on your skin than it is to mitigate the damage after it's already there. The other thing is that just a couple of really um, really terrible sunburns can show up several years later as liver spots on your face. Um, so I would say also for my next one to simplify your skincare routine. So things fads come and go. There's fancy ingredients. I love my subscription services too, where I get to try all kinds of things, but sometimes that literally creates chemical warfare on your face. So my suggestion is to get simple, choose one brand, choose a brand whose line is designed to work together. So what happens is like you might choose a moisturizer from one company and a serum from another, and they both have similar ingredients in them. So you're really just doubling up on a single ingredient. Whereas if you choose one line, their line is going to check all the same boxes as the next one, but they're going to be designed to work together. So that is get simple. So find your cleanser and your moisturizer that you know is going to work for you, and really keep them at the center. I use the analogy that they're bookends, but I really suggest keeping them so that they work together, that you know they work for your skin type, and I would choose them from the same brand. So I wonder if you think that this is helpful. And I know that you can literally be anywhere on the internet. And I appreciate you spending a little time with me. Um, if you have a Mary Kay consultant that you are working with, I highly recommend that you give her a shout. She will be thrilled to hear from you. And I am sure that she will have some wonderful recommendations for you. If you do not have a Mary Kay gal, I would be honored to serve you in that capacity, whether it is taking great care of your skin, finding a new color look, or offering up some business coaching. Drop me a comment, crush the like button for me, and I appreciate you spending a quarter of an hour with me uh, on the internet. So I can't wait to chat next time. I hope you have a wonderful evening.